Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yonko back here with another video, and this video is about the Brooklyn Nets, particularly being the coach Jacque Vaughn. And if you know anything about Jacque Vaughn, you know he comes from the coaching tree of Greg Popovich. And even though he doesn't coach like the rest of the coaches within that tree, Steve Kerr, Ime Udoka, you can see some glimpses of it. He just has his own style. He has his own staff, whatever. Now, Jacque Vaughn was hired as an intermediate coach because Steve Nash got fired 20 games into the season and the Brooklyn Nets was on a 5-game losing streak. And Jacque Vaughn was good because of the talent that we had. And it was very clear to me that I didn't want to accept it that, Katie and Kyrie were the only reason why we made the playoffs last season. And it's true. I'm starting to see it now because Jacque Vaughn was good because of the talent that we had. You have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, two of the greatest offensive players of all time on the same team. They're going to get you wins. We went on an amazing winning streak, and I was part of that winning streak. I went to go see the Hawks game. I think it was like 12 games at that point. I'm not sure, it was 11, but I was excited for it. I had a good time. But it was clear after the trade deadline and Mikal Bridges got to the team that sure, it was a new team. Sure, it was a different iteration of the team because we've gone through many iterations, right? We've gone through the D'Lo era with Kenny Atkinson. We've gone through, the James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant era with Steve Nash. Now we're going through the Mikal Bridges, Nick Claxton, Cam Thomas era with Jacque Vaughn. But it's clear to me that Jacque Vaughn is not a head coach. And that's no disrespect to Jacque Vaughn. And I got to make more Brooklyn Nets videos because I didn't realize Brooklyn Nets fans, they actually, are out here on YouTube. I think we just lie on Twitter. But I'm going to make more videos pertaining to my team and just give y'all some type of insight of how I feel about it. But with Jacque Vaughn, the most irritating thing with him is that there's no adjustments. And I know people say, nobody's adjusting this and that. And I don't like to get on the head coaches. That's the last resort for me. But when it's clear that your coach doesn't know how to do X's and O's, it's very clear. The only reason why we had that success with Katie and Kyrie is because Steve Nash was just that terrible. Steve Nash had no idea what the hell he was doing. He had no X's and O's. Jacque Vaughn had some X's and O's, and it was just the talent just took off. Steve Nash was holding the team back. Jacque Vaughn just got the team to a place where we were normal, but because we had Katie and Kyrie, we just shot up all the way to the top, and we were the best team in the league for an entire month. All we needed was decent coaching as long as we had amazing talent. But now we don't have the same level of talent on the team, but yet we just have mid coaching. And other teams are getting better. Other teams are getting better coaching like Quinn Snyder in Atlanta. Even though Atlanta is still figuring things out, Quinn Snyder is a great coach. He's a better coach than Jacque Vaughn. Adrian Griffin is trash. So therefore, he's bringing the Milwaukee Bucks down, where their ceiling would have been. It's like Steve Nash all over again. All over again. Rookie head coach giving so much talent instead of giving somebody else a chance who had experience. We could have hired Ime Udoka. I know a lot of people want to blame Kyrie Irving for that situation. Ime Udoka did not get hired because of his situation. In the optics, because we know Sean Marks and Josiah love the optics, right? Like an entire owner will go at one of their best players over the optics. So don't underestimate Josiah when it comes to stupid shit. But listen, especially not genocide. But listen, my issue with Jacque Vaughn is that he clearly does not treat Mikal Bridges as the best player on this team, because you'll see Mikal Bridges have no type of plays ran for him. Mikal Bridges is just now getting into the form where he was at last season. And Mikal will go an entire third quarter without even seeing the rock. But meanwhile, you have Cam Thomas come in and jack up all kinds of bad shots. Just because he's capable of making them, that doesn't mean he should be taking them. And, dude, I remember what was that? It was a game that we had. I can't remember who it was against. It was a close game. It was recent too. It's just blurring my mind because I'm on a roll with this video. Cam Johnson took a ill-advised three. It was for the game winner. I'm not sure if it was against Charlotte. It might have been against Charlotte. I think it was against the Hawks. I'm not sure which team, because it's fleeing my mind because I'll be watching every single game and it's like my brain is cooked. But look, there was a game where it was like it came down to the last possession, and I think it was against the Hawks. And instead of calling a timeout and drawing up something for Nick Claxton, he just didn't call the timeout. We had a timeout to use, but we didn't use it. And then we lost that game. It's not that it wasn't a makeable shot for Cam Johnson. It's the simple fact that we could have did better. And Jacque Vaughn is terrible in ATOs. It's like, dude, what was it? It was something else like it was drawn up for Cam Thomas or Mikal Bridges, and somehow the ball got to Lonnie Walker. Like, it was terrible. Like, it was horrible. But it's like, that's a big flaw with Jacque Vaughn. There's not enough ball movement. He's terrible at ATOs. And it's like, recently, the Sacramento Kings just set a franchise record for made threes against us the other night. It wasn't because they were just shooting lights out, which they were, but it wasn't like they were just, I guess, all in one groove. It's because nobody was contesting. He has this damn, who was this, what was his name? They got fired from the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, I can't remember his name. Coach Bud. You feel me? Coach Booty Hole is what they call him. He has this philosophy to play the percentages every single game. And that doesn't work against teams who have good, capable three-point shooters like a Keegan Murray, like a Kevin Huerter, like a Harrison Barnes. You feel me? Like a Malik Monk. These guys can knock down the perimeter shot, and even De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, they're respectable three-point shooters. And your thing is like, oh, let's protect the paint. These guys are cooking us from three. And it's one thing to allow that in the first half, but to have no adjustments to come out in the second half, and these guys set a franchise record against us, it just shows you're not able to adjust. You're not a good defensive coach. You're not an offensive coach, but you got all this offensive and defensive talent. For what? Why? You don't know how to use it. You're not that guy. And we should have hired Ime Udoka. We should have hired somebody else, man. I'm sorry. Jacque Vaughn, I don't know how long he's going to be with this iteration of the team, but it's clear that he's not a head coach. And if he is, it's not for this team because we're not a super bottom feeder team. We are a playoff team. We are a play-in team. So we need a playoff coach. We need a play-in coach. We need a team, well, not a just player. We don't know what trades we're going to make anyway. I know Spencer Dinwiddie's gone, and we haven't paid Nick Claxton, but he got to earn that shit. But listen, instead of foul trouble. But listen, right now, this team needs somebody that's just bigger than just, motivational speeches, because a lot of the wins that we've gotten has been off of Lonnie Walker heroics, Cam Thomas heroics, and Mikal Bridges being that nigga. You feel me? Spencer Dinwiddie taking all balance late in the shot clock threes to put us up. Royce O'Neal being a pump fake guy. We have won games just based on the fact of firepower. We have not won games based on X's and O's, based on actual strategy. The scouting has been terrible. You'll have a team completely trap Mikal Bridges and be so aggressive with him to where they can take him out of the game, right? But yeah, we don't do that for their favorite player. We let Terry Rozier go the fuck off. We let Terry Rozier go off. Seriously. There's no traps. There's none. We don't do that until it's very, very late in the game. It's like this team doesn't get serious until the fourth quarter because there's no scouting to say, oh, for this. And the thing is, with that Sacramento game, the way that they were making those threes, they were wide open. Y'all, they were wide open. It wasn't like they were just shooting over people. There was literally only two good contests that went in throughout the entire game. All those other, dude, you'll have guys just sitting in the paint. 4 guys sitting in the paint. And then you got 3-4 guys on the perimeter. Why? I don't know who the hell y'all think Domantas Sabonis is. But he's not Joel Embiid. He's not Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, he can cook down there. But I'd rather Domantas Sabonis cook me in the paint or let Nick Claxton die than let Keegan Murray, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, all those guys just get red hot from 3 on wide open looks. But no, since you have a coach that's so concerned with playing the percentages, do or die, either on offense or defense, you lose games that are winnable. You lose games in embarrassing fashion. And that was an embarrassment the other night. But listen, man, I know a lot of people want to give credit. Dude, enough of that, bro. He was good for what a replacement of Steve Nash is. He should have never been hired as the full-time head coach because we were going into a different iteration of the team. So we should have had Ime. We should have had a Monty Williams. We should have had those caliber of players. Hell, we could have even waited out for a Ty Lue, even though he's still with the Clippers. We could have waited out for somebody who was more qualified for this team to get us to the playoffs and have a stable foundation, somebody who was actually X's and O's. But with the Brooklyn Nets organization, we tend to hop on things, and we're so scared to, I guess, actually take a leap of faith. We pay niggas like Patty Mills and Joe Harris, but yet we don't want to take a chance on Ime Udoka, even though we see what he's doing over there in Houston. So imagine he had the talent of the Brooklyn Nets. We'll be a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Jacque Vaughn, he's not that guy. I don't want to see him just completely lose his job, but he should definitely go back to being an assistant, and we should find somebody who's out there on a market that can actually take this team to the next level, because we had the talent, we just ain't got the coaching. That's one thing we ain't figured out. Hell, see if Kenny Atkinson will come back. Peace.